Black Leopards were relegated from the Motsepe Foundation Championship after finishing at the foot of the standings even before the 2022-23 season came to an end. The Thohoyandou outfit, however, have announced that they will remain in the same league in the upcoming season after buying the status of All-Star FC. We're joined now by club chairman Tshifhiwa Thidiela to tell us more about this. Tshifhiwa, thank you so much for joining us. And just straight to it, what would you say led to this decision to buy another status?
I think the pressure from the public, I think after the relegation of the club as a family, we sat, argued and fought immensely with my brothers and obviously the seniors in the family, where some were saying no, we're spending too much money, and as you know, in football there's no profit, whether you're in the MFC or in the DStv Premiership. There's, I don't think there's any team that runs at a profit. Now, we looked at the amount of money that we were spending with actually nothing directly gaining from that. But on the other hand, we also realized and looked at the fact that many people are able to feed their families, many businesses are able to sustain themselves. We also looked at the legacy and the history of Black Leopards to say, this is something very rich, and you should not be selfish and let it be about us. I mean, Thohoyandou is what it is Thohoyandou today because of Black Leopards' contribution. For businesses, the malls, there's many different spin-offs that people get to benefit, even though us as owners directly, we don't really benefit. Hence, then we decided to say, let us continue and make sure that the team lives. As you know, if it goes to the amateur ranks, it then becomes difficult for us to be able to achieve those things.
Now, wouldn't you say that it's a little bit unfair to other teams who do not have money, to other owners that do not have money? Because it comes down to that if you can afford to buy a status, then you can stay in the league for as long as you want, irrespective of how bad your team is doing in the league.
Actually, to the contrary, like I said, nobody is in football. Nobody makes money out of football. So there's nobody who's in football who doesn't have money. But looking at a different perspective of it, I would ask you to say, do you want a team that will win the league whereas they play in front of an empty stadiums? Now, they make no difference. That's why I'm trying to allude and explain to say this is not just any ordinary team. And this team is not only just about what happens on the field of play. It's about the socio-economic growth of the area. And those are things that are more important. There's no point of having an entity that makes no difference in people's life. Yes, granted, the team may not have been doing well as far as playing is concerned, but there is more people who get to benefit. There's more difference that it brings to the community. Like I said, we sat as a family, we looked at all those things and said, it's money we are taking out. Nobody wants money to go out. I think if we didn't have teams at these clubs, we would probably be driving around in private jets. But we are saying this is not just about us. It's about the community and the development of the community, especially when you look at where the team is located, that it's in the far rural areas where there's still need of a lot of things. So things like Black Leopards are important to be able to get things to grow, more business to come in, more investment to come in, and jobs being created.
What then is going to be different, Tshifhiwa? We know that Black Leopards have played in the highest league in the DStv, but what's going to be different to guarantee that you stay in the league and maybe gain promotion?
Yeah, both on the basis, because unfortunately whatever that we play for in the MFC, the only thing is promotion. But also when we play in the DStv Premiership, it becomes better for us to achieve the things that I'm talking about, because there's more attention that is given, there's more publicity, more television, more sponsorship are willing to come in to assist, obviously, the teams to grow. But for us, we even said, as a family, I said, when we were fighting, we had to look at those things, because we must also be factual to say, if we go again the same way we were going, it means the same results are going to come out. So we definitely said we'll change without being racist or anything. I'll make an example with our Indian nationals who own businesses to say, in their businesses, if you go to the till, you'll never find an employee being there. So what we're going to change, I know we cried and say football does not have money because we needed to focus on other businesses getting money and putting into the club. I can tell you that we've been spending between 500 to $1 million a month to just make sure that the team survives. But now the change that we are going to do will need to then be hands-on, because some of the likes of us would only go to the match 5 to 3, go watch a match. After that, then you leave. Now I've roped in all my brothers to say, come in, and we need to be able to be hands-on to make sure that we see all the activities that are happening around the team so that we can be able to fix them before they go too far. We've also taken a decision to move the club. It was based in Malamulele, where in the whole Bembe region, it's difficult for one to find facilities to train. Now, if you don't do proper preparations, you definitely are not going to get things right when you actually do the test or when you play the match. So we've moved to the city of Polokwane, where the Polokwane municipality has offered us a special training ground that belongs to Black Leopards, where then we can be able to do proper preparations that will also help us, obviously, to get results better. But with more things, that the main one is us.
Are you not effectively then taking the games away from the same people that you're saying you kept the status for, if you're saying you're moving the games now to Polokwane, which is quite far away from Thohoyandou and Malamulele, as it were?
No, we're not moving the base of the players. The players will be staying in Polokwane, they will be training in Polokwane, and matches will still be played at Thohoyandou, Malamulele.
Okay. All right, just to finally then, in the interest of time, are you looking at making any major changes in terms of coaching, in terms of management, in terms of the players for the club?
Yes, everything. We're going to do a whole overhaul. I think we've only remained with just 10 players from the previous squad. I think the whole technical team is going to be released. Guys like Morgan Shimbabu are already at other clubs. And even from the management perspective, like I mentioned, that myself now being the chairman, I'm going to bring all my brothers in just to make sure that they monitor all the areas. But we're obviously going to hire new staff to come in from an administration, management, and each and every aspect of the team. It needs to be like a completely new entity.
Tshifhiwa Thidiela, thank you very much for coming through to talk to us. That is Black Leopards chairperson talking to us about the decision to buy the status of All Stars and remain in the Motsepe Foundation League.